Hi, I'm James Treble and I'm here with Brickworks, and welcome to Get the Look. In this series, I'm going to break down a range of popular house styles, enabling you to get the look and create your own dream home. We're going to help you create a cohesive palette, including colour, textures and finishes, enabling you to create your own personal look. Today we're off to the country, but don't think of that rusty old barn. The modern farmhouse style has become hugely popular for city slickers and those in the burbs after the relaxing benefits of the rural lifestyle. Think of rustic elements, a natural earthy palette, and contrast to add that modern touch. So now, let's get the look. To help you create and understand the modern farmhouse style, we've created a beautiful mood board filled with finishes and textures to get you inspired. Plus, we've got a great design project filled with inspiring images to make sure that you keep on track and get that rural country feel. When I'm creating a home, I always start, of course, with the facade, and I start with the largest component of that being the walls. For this look, it's all about rustic texture, and what's better to achieve that in a home than the sandstock brick. These gorgeous bricks from the San Selmo reclaimed range in the colour finish original replicate the look of that rustic, worn and recycled brick. They've got such natural texture that it's so tactile you want to touch them, and yet it allows them to sit beautifully in their landscape. The textural finish is very enduring, but for those people who are after something a little less rustic, we do have another option. For a little less texture is the new brick weathered red. Now, it's actually hard to believe that this is a new brick because it has all of the charm of a reclaimed brick, a slightly undulating surface and that gorgeous natural finish and texture. Both of these bricks work so well to create the modern farmhouse style, giving you the earthy red finish that's found, of course, in the rural landscape. Now, the largest component after our walls is, of course, the roof. And for that, we wanted to get a traditional looking finish, replicating the look of shingles. And how could we go past this gorgeous roof tile? This beautiful terracotta roof tile is the perfect choice for this style. Now, the profile is actually platinum, replicating the look of a traditional shingle. And the colour is a nice rich slate grey, replicating, of course, the look of a slate shingle. But the terracotta finish is so hard wearing, with a colour that's going to last a lifetime. And to add further contrast to this home, of course, I'm going to look to this to match the gutter, fascia and downpipes. But instead of going with a charcoal tone, I'm going to add the edgy finish of black and repeat this for black window frames. It's adding further contrast to the scheme, working perfectly for this modern farmhouse look. It allows it to sit comfortably in a traditional rural landscape, but even better when we use this look inside a suburban scape as well. Working with our textural finishes, we need to add some further detail in the garage door and the front door. A timber look garage door is a great choice. Of course, timber replicating the finish that is all around us in our environment, but in an aluminium finish that's easy to maintain. And matching this with a natural timber front door adds that beautiful natural element that just sits so comfortably with our palette. For those of you wishing to add a rendered or clad detail to this home, of course you need to add another colour. If you choose a render colour like this one, my natural choice there is to pick up the colour that's found in the gorgeous reclaimed bricks. If you want something a little edgier, perhaps look for more of a charcoal or a deep inky blue. As anyone remembering their colour wheel theory, blue and orange sit opposite each other on the colour wheel. They balance together so perfectly in a colour scheme. Well, we've got a really nice edgy finish for our exterior, but there are some other brick options that you might like to choose. When you're creating this scheme, just keep in mind the rustic nature of the brick. These brand new bricks offer a complete colour palette for people wanting something red, something more earthy and grey, or something a little bit lighter. And you could still team all of these with the grey black finishes as well as the timber accents. As we walk through our rural home, we're going to go into a modern interior, replicating the finishes on the outside. And you'll see from the beautiful images that we're looking at as well, just how inspiring the finishes inside can be. You don't have to go traditional for flooring. Replicating some of these brick finishes inside is a great way to bring texture from the outside in a very hard wearing surface, adding lots of beautiful tactile finishes inside. Of course, a timber look flooring is also a great option for a home, but a modern look, as well as adding something a bit cozy and warm for living areas and bedrooms, is to add a wool carpet. And with the earthy tones there, again, I look back to the colours in the brick to give me a jump off point for the colour inspiration. In the bathrooms, I can use a subway tile. It works so well for a traditional look as well as a contemporary modern one. And I can add a nice earthy grey in there to pick up some of the tones in the rest of the scheme. Into the kitchen, why not go a little bit edgy for our very modern farmhouse look? Again, a grey tone works well with our red tone in the scheme, and a dark kitchen works equally well in a flat or shaker profile. And to give it a little bit of breath, a natural stone looking bench top is going to lighten up the space and provide a functional, very easy to maintain surface. For all of the accents inside, you can go for traditional metal, but why not go for something a little bit rustic like a leather handle and really add that rural charm. It also brings those beautiful brown tones into the kitchen. So it's a great thing to remember when selecting all of the details and finishes in your scheme. Always refer back to the rest of your palette. As we walk through our home, we're going to go to our outside areas, the rustic outside al fresco. And we want a flooring that's going to be functional but still work with the rest of our finishes. Of course, the brickwork will continue on the outside of our home, but we do have other options. We've got paving options here that are going to give us a beautiful slate grey look, and they're going to replicate the finish on the roof, giving us continuity. And for our driveway, and that can continue around in our paths, the Accolade pavers in this gorgeous desert sand is a beautiful, calming grey scheme that just works so well with the natural palette. When it comes time to creating the styling inside your country home, well, remember it's a modern take on the country style. You can mix in new and antique pieces of furniture. Look for some metals, look for some leather, some rustic timber tones, and maybe add a little bit of bling with the handles or some detailing. That way you're going to get the rural look, but in a modern way. Well, I hope you're totally inspired for the modern farmhouse style. Fortunately, we don't have to drive all the way to the country to get the benefits of the rural lifestyle right at home. To get a full list of everything that we've used here to create these looks, you can jump online at brickworks.com.au. I look forward to seeing you next time on Get the Look.